So, tell me about last night.
Well, it wasn't what I expected. It had the perfect amount of spice.
Sounds hot.
It had all the flavor, and I wanted more. The ghost pepper wings from Popeyes are just so delicious.
Wait, I thought you were talking about your date.
Sometimes things aren't always as they seem, like Popeye's ghost pepper wings that have the perfect level of kick and flavor. Try them for only $5 today. Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Price may vary. Tax extra.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Legal Live is brought to you by Farah and Farah.
The comments and opinions expressed on this radio program do not constitute legal advice and do not create an attorney-client relationship. If you have a legal problem, a formal consultation will be required outside of this radio program.
This is Legal Live with Eddie and Chuck Farah. They're talking the latest legal news and answering your questions. To call Legal Live and ask Eddie and Chuck a question, grab your phone and dial 855-765-1045. That's 855-765-1045.
Welcome. You're listening to Legal Live, brought to you by Farah and Farah on 104.5. Jacksonville's News and Talk.
That's right, Sheifalika.
I came in strong, my bad. Happy New Year,
yeah,
though.
Happy New Year. Those Titans are just a shot away, too.
I know.
A shot away from leaving town.
From a broken heart.
Well, broken heart, broken soul.
Oh, no. We're going to break their souls?
Everything's going to be broken.
Oh, no.
I don't know, man. It's going to be a heck of a game. You know, we're all heading over there after this show.
That's awesome. I can feel the excitement in the air in Jacksonville.
We got Chuck's pickup truck in Lot J, and so we'll be gearing it up over there.
Nice. Chuck's pickup truck. I like the way that sounds. Well,
all loaded up with all the goodies.
We sent the kids over there to set it up for it. You know, when you get old like us, you can tell people, kids what to do. You know, don't set me up at the tailgate, all right? I'll be there in a couple hours.
Wow, I will gladly take that.
Make sure the beer is cold.
Well, thank you to all the listeners out there in Jacksonville. We hope you're having a wonderful new year so far. And today is a big day for Jacksonville with the Jaguars and Titans.
Yeah.
And we would love to hear from you. Your calls are so important to us. Feel free to give us a call at 855-765-1045.
Yeah, hopefully.
I'm Sheifalika. I'm joined by Eddie and Chuck Farah.
Yeah, they got, those people in Yulee have to have mixed emotions, all of Derrick Henry's peeps over there.
You know what?
Hopefully they'll be cheering for the Jags.
Yeah, Derrick Henry is, a force to be reckoned with. I'll give him that.
Listen, I've seen him too many times eat us up. But
I remember in high school, I
used to watch Football Friday on 4, remember? Those highlights, Chuck? He would just run up and down the field like there was nobody around.
Wow, yeah. I can imagine.
He's an amazing guy. But we'll see what happens today. But anyway, we got to get back to reality a little bit. We want to get the year started off right. And so a couple of things. There's been one major change in the county court law as of January of this year, which is really consumer friendly. And it has to do with filing small claims courts and county court. Because remember, you got two different courts in town, in the state. You got circuit court. And you got county court, and there are different rules that apply. County court is a lot more lenient in terms of procedures and how getting things done. You really don't get hung up on a lot of technicalities in county court. The judges are, and because the judges understand a lot of people are representing themselves, especially people in our circuit here in Duval County. The judges bend over backwards to make sure that you get a fair shake. They can't give you advice. They can't tell you what to do, but they give you they give you the information you need for you to help yourself. And that's what it's all about. So the good thing about this year is now county court, the jurisdiction has been raised to $30,000. Excuse me, $50,000. It was $30,000. It came up to $50,000 as of January the 1st. So any claim you have that's worth $50,000 or less can be filed in county court. And that makes it a lot easier to get things done. And the other thing is, small claims court is still $8,000, which is a lot, because we get we get so many calls from people that have these claims. I mean, $8,000, is it worth it for me to go hire a lawyer for $3,000 when I'm trying to get $8,000? The math doesn't work. So a small claims court at $8,000. The forms are at the courthouse. The clerk helps you fill them out. You can do it online, and you're not governed by the same rules of evidence and all the procedures and all the technicalities that are in the higher courts. And so you get your day in court so you can get justice, because the system is here to help everyone, not just the people who have money or have a claim that's worth $1 gazillion. So $8,000 and under, you're in small claims court. You don't need a lawyer. Even if the other side has a lawyer, if you've got the truth on your side, you're going to win, okay? You're not going to lose by technicality. In county court, it's almost the same. It's now, at $50,000, that's a lot of claims.
That is a lot.
Oh, let me tell you, I wonder the percentages. Probably the bulk of the claims could be 50 and under.
Yeah.
And you're going to also get a chance there. Don't need a lawyer. Even if the other side has a lawyer, don't back down. You've got a chance to win again if you're going to have your day in court in front of the judge. So those are some good changes where the legislature and the Supreme Court, they're bending over backwards to make legal services more available to the people. And I think that's a good move. So anyway.
I'm really glad to see that at the beginning of January we had several laws in Florida activate and go on the books that actually help protect consumers and protect the public.
Yeah.
I can't wait to unpack more of those laws later in this month as we continue to discuss the new year. We do have some callers online. Would you guys like to jump right in?
Sure.
All right. Let's go to Wayne from Jacksonville. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Wayne, tell us about your issues getting benefits from the military.
Hello, Wayne. Okay.
Just a moment.
Well, if he wants to come through.
It looks like we might have lost Wayne.
Right.
Well,
but
let's take a quick break.
I see Wayne's question.
Okay, yeah.
Wayne is asking about getting benefits from the military. Yes. If Wayne wants to leave his phone number, we do some of that, and we know somebody who does it who can help you. And just so I can just tell you, these VA claims, they're sort of like a Social Security claim. They're administrative. You don't go through the courts. You don't go through the judge. You don't have a jury. It's not really a lawsuit. There's no filing fee. And the attorneys that work on these VA claims do it on a percentage basis, which means if you don't collect, they don't get paid. There's no money up front. So if Wayne wants to call our office at 396-5555, we can help him with that. But that's the VA claim situation. Okay, you want to get to Scott now?
I think that's actually a great idea. We can come back to Scott after our
break time already.
Break time, I know. Scott, hang in there. And Wayne, feel free to leave your phone number for us. You're listening to Legal Live on 104.5 WOKV, Jacksonville's News and Talk. Feel free to give us a call at 855-765-1045. We'll be right back after this quick break. Hodges Boulevard, who wants to talk about some binding arbitration at a doctor's office. What's going on, Scott?
Hey, guys. Good afternoon to you. Hey, appreciate your show here. I always enjoy listening. And a couple of weeks ago, I found a reason to give you a call. I was referred to a surgeon here in Jacksonville, and they asked me to sign a binding arbitration agreement. And I had some concerns about that, a lot of concerns. And I was wondering what your thoughts are about signing those documents.
Okay.
It's interesting because I didn't sign the document, and they said, well, your appointment is canceled.
Yeah, I know. They can do that. I've seen them. What they're doing, they're limiting their Did you read were there some limitations of liability in that arbitration agreement?
Significant limitations. In fact, what the document says, that you are dismissing your right to file a lawsuit of any kind, any dispute. If for some reason you can't go to arbitration, their decision is then binding on you.
Yes. If you go to arbitration, you don't get a jury trial, and a lot of doctors are doing that, and they can do it. I mean, you don't have to go to that doctor. Like I said, they cancel the appointment. If you don't sign it, then you go find somebody else, is what they're telling you. No, they've been upheld, and they're legal, and they're legit. But again, that's what you're doing. If something goes wrong, or even about billing. Let's say they overbill you or something. And there's just some crazy bills on there. The arbitrations, they cost money. You got to hire an arbitrator. It's thousands and thousands of dollars. It's not. And typically you can't get attorneys to handle those cases when there are arbitrations if something goes wrong. So, yeah, I mean, they can do it. You have to find a different guy to do the surgery. Hello? Hello, Scott. We kind of lost him.
Oh, no. Did we lose Scott?
Yeah, that's okay. But, I mean, I think we got the question answered. Yes, I've seen them, and doctors are using them. And they're, some contracts they call are unconscionable, where the judge or the law will not uphold them. Like certain contracts, there's certain things you can't contract for, okay? But these contracts have been upheld, so they're not considered unconscionable, and so he would be bound by it if he signed it. I mean, they have them in nursing homes. Almost every nursing home you go to, before you admit your parent or loved one, they make you sign an arbitration agreement, a lot of them.
Well, I see that we have some interesting conversations as far as like doctors' agreements. I guess they're in a way trying to protect themselves, but that does make it really tough when you are forced to sign something.
Yeah, you got to you've got to really trust that doctor. And sometimes you wonder, I don't know. Anyway, they're there.
They're there to
listen. These arbitration agreements are everywhere. When you apply for a credit card at a bank, there's an arbitration. You get a loan from the bank.
Right.
If there's a dispute, these contracts are loaded with arbitrations.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an interesting dilemma because doctors are also meant to serve the public and heal them. But we have another caller online. We have been having a little bit of technical difficulties with our lines, but Ron from Southside, tell us about your issue trying to abode probate and looking for advice. What's going on?
Hey, Ron.
Hey, hi, Eddie. Yeah, I'm trying to set up my estate, and I'm just trying to avoid probate.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's a type of thing that you can get called like a ladybird deed, and I don't know what you think about those for that reason.
Yeah, I know, Ron. It depends on what assets you have. If you only have a house, I mean, it depends what your assets are. You could have joint accounts where when you pass away, they go to the person who's on the account. But then at the same time, you're giving up something, I mean, they could go, if they're a joint account. Go ahead.
I just have a house and a couple of kids, and one lives with me.
Right.
And I have some money in the bank, retirement money.
Right. Okay, you could. I don't know about I know the ladybird deeds work. I'm not a probate lawyer. A lot of people that I know have done these life estate deeds, where you own it while you're living, and then upon your death, it goes to whoever has the life estate. So you would own it while you're living. Upon your death, it goes automatically to the person you left it to on the deed. But remember, there's a catch to that. When you have a life estate, let's say you wanted to go borrow money against your house because you needed the money for some reason, they're going to have to sign off on it because they have an interest in that deed. So that's one thing. That's the downside. The ladybird, I'm not sure how that works, but I can give you, if you leave your phone number, I will give you the phone number of a probate lawyer that you can call.
Okay.
Who will tell you what you need to do about that ladybird deed if it's the right thing for you.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Thank you.
Yeah, his name's Matt Hens. He's a good guy, and he does favors for us all the time like that. So just leave your number, and I'll give you. I'll probably give you a cell number. So he'll answer it. Okay.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I think these are some interesting questions to come through at the beginning of the year, and people are trying to get their affairs in order and trying to get prepared for the future.
Yeah, you do. I mean, the life. People want to avoid probate because, probate too. When you avoid probate, sometimes you can avoid creditors.
Really?
I mean, there's a way to avoid. I mean, there's some. We're not probate lawyers, but there's a lot of things of people who avoided probate have avoided the claims of creditors. Like if you end up owing, I don't know, if you got $100,000 credit card bill, there's ways to get around that, and that's why a lot of people like to. Plus, it saves you the money of hiring a lawyer because when you file
access to the asset immediately.
Yeah, you own it, and no hassles, no. And the thing about it is, when you file a probate, you have to put every creditor on notice that this person is now deceased. And then that creditor has a certain amount of time to file their claim. So if he's got credit cards, medical bills, whatever it is, you got to put those people on notice. And what they're going to do, they're going to file a claim. If things move automatically at your death, I don't know if they can do that. But you want to talk to a probate lawyer about it. remember, you can always, if you want 30 minutes of advice, you can always call the Jacks Bar Association and ask them for their attorney referral service. And for $50, you can talk to a probate lawyer. A guy probably charges $500-600 an hour. You get him for $50. So
yeah, that's a good deal.
Yeah. But that was a good question from Ron.
Yeah.
The life estate, I know those ladybird deeds work. I've heard of them. I know the life estates work, but there are ways to avoid probate. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. And that number for the Jacks Bar Association, if anybody needs it, is 904-399-4486. I was thinking a little bit about some of the laws that you mentioned since the beginning of the year. Things are starting up. There's this new law actually from the Florida legislature called SB 2A, and it's known as the Florida Optional Reinsurance Assistant Program. And I think it's designed to help like homeowners have a better marketplace of choice when picking home insurance and property insurance.
Let me tell you about that.
Well, there is a major change.
Don't believe it.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm glad you brought that up.
Let's talk about it.
I was going to talk about it, Sheifalika. You know, they passed recently, the legislature and the governor has signed this revamping, what they call it, of the homeowners insurance claims. And before this law was passed, homeowners who were making a homeowner's claim, whether it was a hurricane, flood, or whatever it is, you had a lot of rights to back. You had a lot of power. Basically, and I'll give you the law in a nutshell. If the insurance company offers you $50 to repair something, and you're able to get more than $50, you hire a lawyer, and he gets $51, they have to pay your attorney's fees. So it makes it very easy to hire a lawyer to handle your homeowner's claim. Now, all that's been stripped away.
Oh, no.
And the consumers are left on their own. It's going to be they made it much more difficult now. I mean, they really, the homeowners of Florida have been victimized. I know they were, you know, it's almost like, I'm not saying a game, but, you know, all these insurance companies are leaving the state. You heard all that.
That's true.
They're filing bankruptcy. They're leaving. They're getting out of the business. You can't get insurance. Insurance rates are sky high. I mean, I wonder, you know, these companies are making a lot of money. They're making a ton of money. You know, and they fabricate this crisis. So they run to the legislature and say, look, the rates are going high. Nobody can afford insurance. So they get this law passed that strips away all the consumer rights. They got a bailout.
Oh,
exactly.
Wow.
And so what's happened, you're going to see, I mean, right now, I don't know if the law is retroactive, but a lot of people from this Ian and the previous storm, you know, hopefully they're going to be under the old law. But going forward,
I mean,
it's a tough road ahead.
I mean, to be honest, some of these companies are going bankrupt from the claims, but that doesn't mean maybe that's something with the way they manage their company, you know, and didn't,
that's capitalism.
And didn't, you know, set the reserves like they should have. And,
right.
You know, I mean,
they're playing with the money.
Wow.
Yeah. They could be playing with the money.
Wow, that's fascinating. You know what? I really like that perspective. We can dive into that deeper. And after this upcoming break, when we come back, you're listening to Legal Live, brought to you by 104.5 WOKV, Jacksonville's News and Talk. We'll be right back after this quick break. Welcome back. You're listening to Legal Live, brought to you by Farah Farah on 104.5 WOKV, Jacksonville's News and Talk Radio. I'm Sheifalika, and I'm joined today by Eddie and Chuck Farah. We have a very interesting caller on the line. Everybody prepare yourself. I don't know what's going to happen next. We have PK Hilton. How's it going, PK?
Hi there, everyone. I am a big Jaguar fan, and of course, WOKV is my radio station, and I love Chuck Farah and Eddie Farah. I've got a question. I've written a song. It's called "It's Kickoff Time," and the fans would love to hear the song.
Well,
I cannot get anyone. Sir?
Sing it to us, man. We're here to listen.
We're here to listen.
You got probably 10,000 people listening right now.
This is the perfect day to debut.
All right, here you go. I want Eddie and Chuck Farah to partnership with me with this song. I've got it copyrighted and licensed with BMI, and here it goes. It's kickoff time where the big cats play. They're down on the field. They're here to stay. It's kickoff time. Watching the football line. Crowded stands, football fans, it's kickoff time.
I love it. Beautiful.
But, man, it is a song of all songs.
Gong 'em.
It's a million.
I like
it's
it.
$1 million song,
Yeah, man.
and I want Chuck Farah and Eddie Farah to back it with me.
All right.
You've got a great voice,
listen.
PK. Wow, with that blues tone.
Sounds
like
something,
it.
Yeah, it's like a country blues kind of thing.
Yeah,
you know?
bluegrass vibes.
I've got. Listen, you can check me out. I've been singing with Loretta Lynn since 1979,
Whoa.
and I cannot sing with Mama anymore. She passed away.
Yeah.
But
PK, I'm a big George Jones fan, you know. You got any
Oh, yeah?
Can you sing us some George Jones?
He stopped loving her today.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What a classic that is, isn't it?
Yeah.
That song makes you cry sometimes, you know.
Oh, yes, it does. Guys and Sheifalika, I love your name.
Oh, thank you, PK. I like your name.
Yeah, that's a good name, too.
But y'all go on YouTube, and whoever your fans are, go on YouTube, type in Loretta Lynn, and Kim, K-I-M, is my middle name. And Loretta Lynn, she would call me Kim. My mom and dad named me Kim. My dad's in heaven, mom's in heaven. But I live here in Mandarin. I am a father of 4 children, 9 grandchildren, 7 dogs, and 1 cat.
7 dogs and 1 cat, and a partridge in a pear tree.
You got a hell of a tribe there, PK.
That's
right. Do you play any instruments or anything? Do you play anything?
I play all instruments. My health has been real bad, guys, and I had to step down from being the pianist here at Bartram Baptist Church in Mandarin. For 38 years, I was the pianist, and I just stopped playing the piano this September. I've come down. If anybody's ever come down with Bell palsy, it's some bad stuff.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but you can recover from that. You can come back.
I look like the Joker. My mouth.
No, you'll come back from that. Can you play the slide?
But,
You ever played the slide?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I live about a mile from here in Mandarin from Derek Trucks.
Oh,
I go see him all the time.
I love them. They're good.
Yeah, Allman Brothers.
And I've opened shows. If y'all recall, the Jacksonville Coliseum. They called me when I was working for CSX, and I was the only remaining live person who sang in the Jacksonville Coliseum at that time when they were getting ready to implode the Jacksonville Coliseum. I said, sure, come on up, as long as I don't get fired for this, you know. And they did an interview with me, and I toured with Ronnie Millsap there in the Jacksonville Coliseum, and in 1976. And like I said, man, you don't need to listen to this song.
I got it pulled up already. Best bet. TK, I got it pulled up for you. I'm going to listen to it as soon as the show's over.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. Yeah, I was at Coliseum. I saw many a concert there, many a wrestling match there, too.
I've sang many a song with Loretta Lynn there. The last time we sang the Coliseum was in 1987. But I did 4 back-to-back shows with Mama. And, of course, I've sang a lot of other songs. I've opened shows for Merle Haggard. And,
Merle Haggard. Merle Haggard was one tough joker, man. He lived a rough life, you know. He was in the
he really did.
He was in the Slammer for a while, and I mean, he was a tough guy. That guy just didn't sing country music. He lived that country life, you know.
I got so many songs.
I bet. I got a question for you. How'd you come up with this song today? You know, the football song, like.
It's kickoff time.
It's kickoff time.
Well. Do you really want to hear a true story? I live in
yes.
I live in Mandarin on Teal Run.
Wow, there you go.
And Sonny Ray Potts, who passed away from meningitis, but 27 years ago, they put out a call for the public to win. Whoever named the name of the NFL contest, Sonny Ray Potts won it. And I walked across the street and I shook his hand. Sonny and I both worked for the railroad. Mm-hmm. And I told Sonny, I said, I'm a songwriter, and I've had 2 chart records, but I wrote the song 27 years ago, and I can't get nobody to listen to the song. I rode up to Nashville last year and spent about $4,000, and it's $1 million song. Like I said, just Chuck and Eddie, give me a call at 904-228-7875.
Thanks, PK. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling in.
Happy New Year.
Go Jags.
Happy New Year. Thank y'all for having me on the show.
It was a pleasure.
Call in anytime, man.
Yeah, call
God
back
bless.
anytime.
God bless.
God bless you, too. All right.
Bye-bye, y'all.
Thank you. So that was TK, a.k.a. Tim Hilton, who wrote the song Kickoff. It's Kickoff Time.
It's kickoff time, man.
And today was its national debut.
Better
Look at
believe
that.
Keep your eye on the line.
That's right. It's kickoff time. Yeah. Well, that was fascinating. Thank you so much for calling.
What is the line? 6.5 points?
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys have the best callers. I will say that right now.
That's why I hear every Saturday, you know.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we have another caller on the line, but we've got a quick break to come back to.
Yeah, like Camp Lejeune. I got some good information on that.
Yeah, that's right. We're coming back to you, Tom, right after this quick break. You're listening to Legal Live, brought to you by Farah and Farah on 104.5 WOKV, Jacksonville's News and Talk. Feel free to give us a call. Our number is 855-765-1045. We'll take any call, and we'll love it. We'll see you right after this quick break. Welcome, welcome. You're listening to Legal Live, brought to you by Farah and Farah on 104.5 WOKV, Jacksonville's News and Talk. I'm Sheifalika, and I'm joined today by Eddie and Chuck Farah. We are feeling the energy in the air. The whole city is on fire right now for this big game day, and we've got a great show ahead of you. We've got some callers on the line. Tom from McClenny. You want to speak about Camp Lejeune. What's going on?
Yes, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My question is, can claims still be made for the Camp Lejeune litigation?
Yes. Definitely. Okay, here, I'm going to give you a quick synopsis of the law and what's going on with that, Tom, right now. The Camp Lejeune Act went into effect on August, hold on, I got the exact date, August of this year, August 10th of 22. You've got 2 years to file your claim, but you don't want to wait 2 years because the claims that are filed first are the ones that are going to be handled first, okay? And it's not, and the first step is not a lawsuit. It's an administrative claim. It's like claiming your VA benefits or filing a Social Security disability claim. Those are called administrative claims. They're not like an actual lawsuit. So that's the first step in the process. If you are not satisfied with the amount of money that is given to you in the administrative claim, then you have a deadline to file your lawsuit. So yeah, listen, we're not even into the first year yet. I mean, it's been like 6 months. So you definitely have time to do it. But the thing about these claims, which I really think it's the great thing about them, is typically in a lawsuit. When you bring a lawsuit, you have the burden of proof. You got to prove if you're in an auto accident and you want to sue somebody, you got to prove your case by more than 50%. And you know, in a criminal case, it's beyond a reasonable doubt. But on these claims, on these Lejeune claims, if it's 50-50, you win. So you've got the hammer you have is the burden of proof. It's very, very VA is very friendly. So anybody who was at Camp Lejeune from 53 to 87.
Right.
And if you have an illness, one of those illnesses, I don't see how they can't pay you because you've proven you were there for 30 days. You've got the illness. It's going to be very difficult not to win that case because the burden of proof is not that difficult. And so I think it's definitely worth pursuing. I mean, it's not going to cost you anything.
Okay, let me ask another question. Do you handle the administrative claims?
Yeah, we handle everything from soup to nuts, from the beginning to the end. We obtain the medical records. We get a HIPAA form. With the HIPAA form, we can order your medical records, and then we take it from there.
Okay, it has taken a while to get the military records together. We now have all the appropriate records, and we should be able to go.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you can, and you have proof that you were there for 30 days. Yeah, I mean, do you know what happened? Do you know what caused these problems? Do you know what was going on environmentally?
Yes.
Yeah, there was an off-site dry cleaning business. You know, those dry cleaning chemicals are deadly.
Yes.
Everybody knows that, and they were dumping them in, and also there was some industrial waste being dumped from the wastewater going into the aquifers, and in 2009, the government revealed that 800,000 gallons of fuel from a base fuel tank. This is a fuel tank on the base. I mean, this is like a cocktail of stuff. You got the dry cleaner, you got 800,000 gallons of fuel from the base that leaked into the water well serving the base. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, not good, and obviously people, and I mean, if you hear the stories, and you probably know, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with the waste disposal at military bases. So, yes, the point is well taken. I thank you. That answers my question.
Sure, you're in good shape. You've got time.
Thank you, Tom, for
thank
giving.
You. Bye.
Thank you for calling in about Camp Lejeune. That's
what I think,
still.
I don't know if Tom's still on the. It was a Rob on the
Tom.
phone. Tom, I'm saying Tom. I think what you're going to the estimates right now that they're going to be probably, well, they said 200,000 people died or were injured. So you look at the pool of people, there's probably 200,000 right now. We think the estimates are, and that could change. It could probably go up, but right now we think that in it's about 200,000 people that were involved that got sick or died from Camp Lejeune. So the way I look at it, there's no way that many claims can be handled like on an individual basis. My opinion is, and what I anticipate happening, is that the government comes up with a grid, and that grid will take into consideration your illness, how old you are. There'll be various factors, and that and then you will be able to. Well, there's a lot of background noise.
Yeah, there's a lot of background noise.
But anyway, you'll be able to make a claim where you are on the grid will determine what you receive. But we'll see how that works. Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Tom.
That's what I think is going to happen. Okay.
Bye-bye, folks.
Yeah, man.
Go
Good.
Jags.
Yeah, man.
Go Jags.
We'll be here. I'll tell you something
Tom.
right now, Sheifalika. I got some bad news for you right now.
Uh-oh, no.
Maybe it's good news for me and Chuck.
What?
If we win today, that's probably be a 1:00 game tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
No, next
week. So we won't be here.
Okay. So everybody knows if we win today, we'll have to reconvene 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, because
it'll take them a week to come down from all these partying that they're planning on doing. That's what I hear.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No, it's true.
The Camp Lejeune issue is going to be ongoing. It's very serious, and I'm glad that we are still getting calls about that.
Yeah. Finally, the government's, stepping up and doing what they should have done a long time ago.
Right.
What happened is they had to file this law because the government sort of didn't reveal all this information. And by the time they revealed it, the statute of limitations ran. Nobody could file a claim.
Yeah,
it's like you're out of luck. So President Biden came in and said, no, this is not right. We're going to revive these claims. And hopefully the government will do the right thing and pay these veterans what they're entitled to, what they went through. This is terrible. There was a place at the base at Camp Lejeune. It was called Baby Heaven because so many babies were dying there.
Oh my
They were burying them. They were putting like 2 to 3 babies per grave in there.
No.
Yes, because
wow.
And nobody, they just said, wow, why are these babies dying here at Camp Lejeune? This is from this water.
Obviously.
From
gosh.
the water the mother was drinking while they were pregnant,
Right.
And
the water takes to make formula or whatnot.
Whatever.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, everything.
So that is not something you think you'd hear in America.
You're bathing in it. I know it's like a third world country situation.
Yeah.
800,000 gallons of fuel. That's a lot of gasoline. How does nobody say or speak up or say something about that? Amazing.
Wow.
Anyway.
Well, I think that our veterans and our people from Camp Lejeune around the whole country now, that's spread out generations later, they deserve justice and they'll get it.
Yeah, hopefully it's not too little too late.
Yeah,
and I hope the government acts quickly because, time, people, this has been going on for a long time.
Right.
I mean, 200,000 people, you're talking about protracted litigation. This could take decades to resolve.
Oh, really?
You got 200,000. They're all filed in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Can that court, that's a court. That's one court. How's that going to handle 200,000 claims? Probably the entire county, every judge, you add up all the cases in Duval County every year with every judge, it doesn't equal 200,000.
That's
probably.
Amazing. That's so true.
Yeah, so they've got to think of a streamlined way, a fair way, equitable way to pay the veterans. And I think they're talking about doing the grid based on various factors, your illness, your age, and everything, and what kind of illness you have, and so how long you were there and all that. And hopefully they'll come up with a plan that the veterans are, okay with.
That's right.
But the veterans have some strong voices in the Capitol, in the Senate,
That's true.
in the House.
Especially after the 9/11, all the firefighters and first responders that needed medical attention as well. It's been a huge issue for years.
You know what? Those guys, if you look at what was compensated, if you look at the amounts of money that were paid from 9/11, and there were 7-figure settlements. A lot of those people.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
This is not talking about. These weren't $50,000 resolutions. These were high 6-figure settlements.
Yeah.
I don't see why the veterans are any different situation than the 9/11 people.
Right.
They should be on equal footing. Just because there's 200,000 of them doesn't mean that they should get less money. An injury is an injury.
Absolutely.
Just because 200,000 people are injured means I got to take less money.
Absolutely. I think that's a really interesting topic, and the importance of taking care of the people who protect our country and our freedoms, not just people who show up first on scene when things go wrong in your backyard. I think that, they do have the same footing. They deserve equal treatment and justice.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, you know what? I love how passionate our shows get as well. Everybody have a safe and happy game day, and the Farah and Farah brothers are going to be there enjoying the game as well with you guys. Thank you so much for listening to Legal Live, brought to you by Farah and Farah on 104.5 WOKV, Jacksonville's News and Talk. Thank you so much for listening, and hopefully we don't see you next week.
Hopefully we don't see you next week. We do not want to be here next Saturday at 12 o'clock.
Because we're going to win today. That's how it's going to go. We said it. It's out there in the universe. Have a lovely, safe Saturday, you guys, and we'll see you when we see you. Thanks for listening.
So, tell me about last night.
Well, it wasn't what I expected. It had the perfect amount of spice.
Sounds hot.
It had all the flavor, and I wanted more. The ghost pepper wings from Popeyes are just so delicious.
Wait, I thought you were talking about your date.
Sometimes things aren't always as they seem, like Popeye's ghost pepper wings that have the perfect level of kick and flavor. Try them for only $5 today. Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Price may vary. Tax extra.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.